The business of fashion bags, that the average cost of manufacturing and selling is about 35% of a bag's final retail price. Now you're probably wondering what's going into that 35%. Is it the cost of production? How about the materials? In this video, we will tell you about how luxury bags are made. Number 6. The design process. Before any work is completed with the materials, a handbag has to be conceived and designed. The finished design of a handbag is often the work of numerous teams and designers who take into account everything from the overall look of a bag to how useful it will be to the owner. An article on Pop Sugar explains how mulberry handbags are first conceptualized as a design sketch, which is then drawn out on a computer. A mock version is made of paper to verify sizing before a production sample is made. Every stage of the process is reportedly timed to discern the amount of labor required before the manufacturing costs are tallied. The bag's design is then refined by the design team before production begins. The British brand's most iconic bag, the Bayswater, typically retails from $1,500 US. The first step in creating a handbag is entrusted to the designer, who has the task of designing the new model, taking inspiration from the latest trends, from the colors and styles that are at the cutting edge of fashion. His job is to design a bag that is current, which fulfills the needs of the women who will use it, and at the same time, that retains that special touch of elegance and originality that is the hallmark of our collections. However, the designer should not base the design of the new model exclusively on the latest fashion trends, but should take into account the type of exotic leather that will be used to make the handbag. For example, if the bag will be made from genuine python or ostrich, which are both very soft and supple leathers, he will need to develop a design that takes advantage of the softness of the skin. And again, if we want to make a new ligator croc handbag, we will be looking for a more structured design, as this leather is much firmer and more compact. It would be very difficult, if not impossible, to adapt a design created for python or ostrich leather to use with our crocodile or ligator croc leathers. Every skin has particular qualities that suit it to make certain models of handbags, which show off its amazing elegance and prestige to best advantages. Master leather craftsman decides which of the many models submitted by the designer are most suitable for the new collection and would work best with the type of leather for which they are designed. After having chosen the model, we move on to one of the most important moments of the production process: the making of a prototype of the bag in paper. Sometimes one person who is especially expert and experienced in the leather sector can take on more than one phase of the production at the same time. But more often, the making of the prototype is entrusted to a specialist pattern maker who works from the drawings produced by the designer and transfers his ideas onto paper to create an actual paper model of the bag. It is at this stage that the bag, this may already have become quite different to that created by our designer, begins to take shape. Number 5. Material cutting. With the design in place, the handbag is ready to go through the manufacturing process. The production technique of the leather is complex, but essential to deliver the results we are keen to achieve. Once the paper model of the bag is perfected, it is time to prepare the materials, which is the leather, from which to shape our final product. Here we meet another very important professional figure, the leather cutter, who skillfully cuts the leather needed for each bag and prepares it for stretching. This is a very intricate and precise task and needs a wealth of experience of leather working to be able to make the best use of the leather at his disposal, avoid any wastage, and above all be able to recognize the special qualities or defects of the particular skin he is working with. This work is entirely carried out by hand and becomes even more difficult when using valuable leathers, where the slightest error or wastage means that considerable amounts of money are wasted. And so you absolutely have to get it right the first time. What a weight of responsibility rests on the scissors that are going to cut into it. The leather must be cut so that it corresponds perfectly to the designer's original concept, to make the most of the skin's natural patterns and designs, and to enhance the shape and originality of the finished article. And the stitching must also be carried out in a certain way. Number 4. Different type of materials. Birkins are made variously with calf leathers, cowhide, and mountain goat skin. The oldest Hermes leather, called the box calf, features a trademark polish that doesn't fade and ages exceptionally well. Meanwhile, Hermes Evercalf leather is noted for its remarkable softness and texture that seems to grow more luxurious with time. The prices really skyrocket when the bags are made from Hermes' famous crocodile skins. Exceptional skins, such as those from almost white crocodiles, can take decades to reach maturity. To make an impressive purse, the skins must be unblemished and ethically sourced. But crocodiles fight, which means they get injured and scarred in the scuffle, so finding a pristine skin is a challenge. Similarly, Chanel's 2.55, named after the date it was first produced, February 1955, is produced in a 180-step process by craftsmen who must clock 5 years in Chanel's workshop before they can work on the iconic bag. Traditionally made in the finest lambskin, the bags are also available in patent calfskin, python, or alligator skin, and other materials such as jersey and tweed. While the leathers give the bag an incredibly soft, supple texture, the bags themselves are built and tested like tanks to ensure they withstand time and use. Number 3. Body and the strap. Handbags are made by cutting out leather fabric into 5 sections. These sections will make up the front and back, the sides, and the bottom of the handbag. A manufacturer will pin the sides of the handbag together and sew each side together piece by piece. Leather is a thicker type of fabric, so it is important to sew it together slowly. Because a handbag is made up of more than 3 layers of leather fabric, a manufacturer will use balance wheels to sew it together. The initial process is finished by clipping the excess leather from the sides of the handbag. Depending on the style of the handbag, there are many different ways to put the strap on. Usually, a manufacturer will cut out 2 long pieces of leather fabric for the strap, generally from the same fabric as the rest of the handbag. Number 2. Accessories and all the details. Beautiful hardware such as buckles, studs, and feet can make all the difference in the styling of a bag. Accessories or pattern pieces on a handbag may consist of any sort of pattern, design, or fabric that the manufacturer wants. First, the pieces are cut out of the fabric. After the pattern pieces are cut out, they are clamped onto the handbag for sewing, because pins will ruin the exterior of the leather. Finally, a zipper is attached across the top of the handbag. Any excess threading is removed and the bag is shipped out to the stores. The more pockets and accessories on the bag, the longer and more complicated it is to make. The final quality and prestige of the finished product are completely dependent on this stage of preparation and stitching. If the bag is stitched carelessly or in a hurry, or if it is sewn by an inexperienced person or someone who lacks passion and commitment to his work, the bag suffers notably. Its appearance changes and is different from the original design, more anonymous. It certainly won't live up to our expectations and the quality product that we wish to create for you. Number 1. Luxury brands and sustainability. Louis Vuitton, Hermes, and Chanel all play the roles of upcycling from the best quality leather scraps to give people sustainable options in products. Luxury accessories and bags have an appeal about them that adds a touch of versatility to your daily wear or glam look. But more importantly, by upcycling and high-end handbags, we support the development of sustainable fashion, which prioritizes ecological integrity and social justice. So invest in quality. High-end brands produce the most luxurious, valuable leather handbags. If you purchase one of those handbags, not only do you get a statement piece that lasts you decades, but you also become a conscious, ethical buyer. So what is holding you back? Do let us know in the comment which one is your favorite designer bag, or any other questions that you want to ask about the luxury bags. Please subscribe to The Luxury World. Thanks for watching.